Lewis Goodall's comments on inheritance tax have kicked up a storm. He suggested taxing inheritance at 100%. The backlash was immediate and ferocious. Robbery, confiscation, socialism gone mad. So what did he say? He urged a radical rethink of inheritance tax. He highlighted the massive inequality in the UK. 1% of the population own 25% of the wealth, while half of the population owns less than 5% of the wealth. And he said that wealth accumulated through birthright rather than merit entrenches an aristocracy of wealth, and that this undermines true meritocracy. I think he makes a really good point. We do need to raise more tax in this country. I did a recent video on this. The country is in a terrible state. Not least, we have 4 million people living in destitution, of which 1 million are children. For me, this is intolerable, so the government needs to do more to put things right. The wealth in this country is over £15 billion, around 7 times UK GDP. There definitely is more than enough money to put right the UK's problems. Anyone who proposes increasing tax in any form faces a backlash from the UK press and media. But inheritance tax provokes a particular fury. It's interesting to reflect on why this is. Polls show that a majority of people in Britain, well over half, think that inheritance tax is unfair. But here's the striking thing. The majority will never pay inheritance tax. Fewer than 1 in 20 estates actually pay it. So why does it provoke such fury? I think this is as much psychological as it is economic. Perhaps it tells us that inheritance isn't just about money. It's about identity, it's about family, it's about the hope that we can pass something on, even if our own lives have been a struggle. And when politicians threaten that hope, it feels personal. But we need to look more honestly at what's going on. In reality, inheritance is one of the main engines of inequality. It ensures that the children of the rich stay rich and the children of the poor stay poor. It locks inequality in across generations. Goodall says that we're moving towards a society that looks more like the Gilded Age of the 19th century, where a select few can live comfortably off inherited assets, while the majority are wage slaves paying tax on their hard-earned income. This is definitely true, and it's not the type of society that I want to live in. This isn't just about today. Much of Britain's great dynastic wealth comes from ugly pasts: conquest, colonialism, exploitation. They are the foundation stones of our property system. The idea that passing that wealth down is some kind of sacred right, that's just a story we've told ourselves. Now, I don't actually think that all inheritance should be taxed at 100%. I do think it's right that families should be able to pass something on to their children. But when dynastic wealth is protected at all costs, while serious poverty persists, something is really broken. The principle matters here. We need to ask ourselves, do we want an economy built on merit and opportunity, or one built on inheritance and accident of birth? The irony is that inheritance tax might be considered one of the fairest taxes of all. It doesn't penalise work, or innovation, or creativity. It asks the richest estates to give something back at the point where, frankly, they no longer need it. And it could transform life chances for those who've had nothing handed down at all. If we increased inheritance tax, it could actually give us the scope to reduce income tax, and that would make a lot of sense. If we shifted the tax burden from income to inheritance, we'd not only make society fairer, we'd make it more productive. Right now, Britain taxes work heavily while allowing vast fortunes to cascade down generations. That wealth often produces unearned income, rents, dividends, capital gains, without requiring any effort or innovation. It gives heirs little incentive to improve productivity because their lifestyle is secured regardless. by taxing accumulated wealth more and earned income less, we would be rewarding work over privilege, encouraging enterprise and releasing resources into more productive parts of the economy. This fury at Lewis Goodall's comments shows how sensitive the subject is. But that sensitivity shouldn't silence us. It should push us to talk about inheritance more openly, because until we do, we'll never break the cycle of inequality that keeps Britain divided. And let's be honest, most people in this country want the same things: a better NHS, decent public services, dignity for pensioners, and an end to children growing up in destitution. To achieve that, we need an honest debate about how different groups contribute to the country and whether inherited privilege should carry more weight than earned work. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.